Tuesday continues here on One News Now. I'm Charles Lehan. The government is proposing over 5 trillion pesos in budget for 2022, the highest in Philippine history. Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque reported that the figure is 11.5% higher than last year's budget. It is also equivalent to 22.8% of the country's gross domestic product or GDP. Roque disclosed that education agencies and institutions are planning to get the highest chunk from the budget, followed by the Departments of Public Works, Interior and Local Government, Health, and National Defense. The proposed budget is expected to be formally submitted to Congress by Monday for a series of deliberations. The Octa Research Group believes that the current ECQ restrictions could be stricter. In today's Laging Handa briefing, Professor Guido David said the government is more lenient now compared to the previous lockdowns. David noted that around 63% of the country's COVID-19 infections are from Metro Manila and nearby areas, like the Calabarzon region. He also expressed concern over the continuous rise in the reproduction rate, or the number of people an infected patient passes the virus to.
Hindi kasing higpit yung ECQ ngayon kumpara sa no March and even yung last year. In fact, naglabas ng report yung Department of Health na yung mobility actually na nakikita nila mas mataas. So pwede pa talagang siguro mahigpitan ng konting restrictions.
Many parents are now in favor of having their children vaccinated against COVID-19 once supply becomes available. Jen Kalimon with the story.
More children are getting infected by COVID-19 amid the spread of other SARS-CoV-2 variants. According to the National Immunization Technical Advisory Group or NITAG, at least 48,000 children have been infected by the virus. This is less than 10% of the total COVID caseload in the Philippines. Initial data from the medical society show that at least 1,000 children are confined in several hospitals. 80% of them have recovered, while 10% have died. Experts said children with comorbidities are more prone to severe infection, while those who are generally healthy can easily overcome mild symptoms.
Sinasabi nila na may likhang lakas ng immunity ang mga bata, kaya kung mapapansin natin, generally ang mga bata, ang ipinapakita lang ng mga sintomas ay mild. Ano to? Lagnat, sipon, ubo, at kusa na lang gagaling. Yung iba nga wala pang sintomas. Pero kapag ang pinag-usapan po natin ay yung mga batang may underlying medical conditions, sila po kadalasan ang pwedeng lumala ang COVID. Ano po itong mga pre-existing conditions? Ito po yung mga batang may sakit sa puso, may sakit sa bato, sila po yung may cancer, sila po yung may hika.
To protect their kids from the effects of COVID-19, many parents have agreed to have their children vaccinated once shots are available. An online poll conducted by a parenting community found that 68% of parents are in favor of vaccinating their kids.
A lot of them are saying they're scared of the long-term side effects of vaccines. There are still some who believe that, or there are still some who doubt that vaccines are safe and effective. There are also some who believe that there may be unsafe toxins in vaccines, and there's still a small percentage who are concerned about the cost. So, from all of these possible reasons, it's a matter of educating our moms.
To increase vaccine confidence among parents, online publication The Asian Parent Philippines has launched Project Bakunanay. It's a platform where parents can share their concerns and experiences regarding vaccines.
We wanted to have a community wherein moms and parents can talk about their worries, their concerns, and so that we can increase that confidence in vaccination, because we believe that vaccination is not just a social responsibility, but it's also, well, primarily it's to make sure that our kids are safe and healthy. So we wanted to bring that message to more people.
Only Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine have been approved for use of children here in the Philippines. But because of limited supply, the government has yet to include minors in the priority list. For now, NITAG is urging parents to have their kids inoculated with shots against pulmonary diseases.
Ang DOH naman po, merong mga bakuna laban sa pulmonya. Meron naman pong mga hakbang at may mga measures na ginagawa ang Department of Health para maibsan yung problema natin dyan sa pulmonya.
The Asian Parent Philippines is also reminding the parents to remain consistent in implementing health protocols inside their households. But above all, the group encourages parents to get vaccinated as a form of protection for themselves and their kids as well. Reporting for News 5, Jen Calimon, We Are One News.
A survey conducted by the Health Department showed that alcohol and tobacco consumption remains high among Filipinos. 40.1% of the respondents said that they had alcohol 30 days before the survey, while 15.5% said that they smoked tobacco products. The health survey focused on 5 associated non-communicable disease risk factors, such as tobacco use, alcohol consumption, diet, diabetes, and hypertension. Citing the World Health Organization, the DOH said that a significant number of Filipino adults are prone to these risks. We'll have more stories after a quick break. Keep it here. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. A spokesperson for militant group Taliban said they want to form a quote, open and inclusive Islamic government in Afghanistan. But one analyst is skeptical about this. More details in this Bloomberg video.
Most analysts, even officials in the government, predicted it would be at least a couple of months before Kabul fell. So, the speed at which the Taliban moved took a lot of people by surprise, and I think it showed based on the timetable they had for evacuating people out of Kabul and moving resources away from the embassies. So what we have now is that the U.S. is really scrambling to get all of its citizens and other Afghan local employees who helped out the Americans and their families out of the airport, which is really the only place right now that the Americans control. Well, certainly there's many implications for the region. Neighboring Pakistan has dealt with terrorism across from Afghanistan for years, but there's a lot of Islamic extremist groups in the neighborhood that have threatened Pakistan and other countries, including India. So the concern is that there might be some spillover from Afghanistan to other parts of Asia, including China. China has expressed concern with the Taliban about unrest in neighboring Xinjiang as well. China, of course, probably is the most at stake in the region now for a stable Afghanistan, particularly with its billions of dollars of investments in Pakistan, which is a key part of Xi Jinping's Belt and Road Initiative. China will play a big role in trying to stabilize the region. Well, that's anyone's guess at the moment. The Taliban have said they want to form an inclusive government. So what that looks like really remains to be seen at the moment. In the past, it's been kind of a winner-take-all system. Afghanistan never has truly had a central government. There's been a lot of warlords governing different parts of the country. And even with the US-backed administration, the Taliban still controlled large swaths of the country. So the first part is kind of how do they reach out to their political opponents? Do they try and give them some sort of representation in the government going forward? And I think that'll be key to how the international community, China, Russia, but also the US and its allies, respond to whatever government takes over in Kabul.
Let's take a quick look at today's other top stories. President Joe Biden has defended the decision to withdraw U.S. troops from Afghanistan. Biden said that American troops cannot defend a nation whose leaders have already given up. He also warned Taliban leaders that they would face devastating forces if they interfere with the U.S. pullout. The Labor Department has assured the public that the mandatory repatriation of Filipinos in Afghanistan is now underway. However, Labor Secretary Silvestre Bello III admitted that they do not know the real situation of Filipino workers in Afghanistan because of the absence of a Philippine labor office there. And in sports, spectators will not be allowed at the Tokyo Paralympics as Japan battles record-high COVID-19 infections. The Paralympics, which will open on August 24, will follow similar COVID-19 protocols that were implemented during the Olympics. For more updates, visit News 5, the Philippines Star and Business World online. You can also visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. And you can catch One News on the Signal Play app. You can register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I'm Charles Lejano. We are One News.